Hello students, today we will do self-organizing maps. These are also known as SOM. This is basically another classification of neural network. These are the different types of neural network based on the same learning rules that we have already studied in the chapter 2. Now, these self-organizing maps are also known as feature maps and Cohen feature map. Now, this is basically the study of self-organizing system. It is based on competitive learning. Now, we have already done competitive type of learning. Competitive learning is based on winner take all also. Now, output neuron of the network compete among themselves to be activated or fired. Not all the output neurons are activated. At a time, one will be the winner. With the result, only one or one out of a group is on at a time. Now, in self-organizing maps, the neurons are placed at the nodes of the lattice that is actually one-dimensional or two-dimensional. So, a higher dimensional input vector data is being transformed into a lower dimensional space. You have studied it in the radial basis function neural network. In that, we are transforming our lower dimensional data to a higher dimensional data. That was a different type of problem. Now what we are doing, we are having a higher dimensional data. So at higher dimension, it is very difficult to analyze the feature mapping of the data. So for the feature extraction, what we do, we will again what we do, we will take out the input vectors and we will map them into one dimensional or two dimensional. Now there is a proper way of mapping of features to a one dimensional or two dimensional space. The neurons are selectively tuned to various input patterns according to the stimulus given to it. The stimulus is the input vector patterns. The location of the winning neurons so tuned become ordered with respect to each other in such a way that a meaningful coordinate system for different input features is created over the lattice. It is explained here. Now, what happens whenever we give the set of input vectors or input patterns to the SOM, what happens, the location of the tuned neuron becomes ordered. Ordered means we are having a meaningful coordinate system and we are having a specific location of the tuned neuron. Haphazard type of neuron structure is not there. A proper ordered pair of neuron structure is there. Spatial coordinates are indication of the inputs. Now, according to the input mapping, according to the input patterns, this mapping takes place. So, this is basically the topographic mapping of inputs so that it will extract all the statistical features of the input so as to have a specific location at the two dimensional space. So it is not like this if we are taking a we are taking an input vectors, then all the vectors will take the left side of the spatial space. No, it is a ordered or meaningful coordinate system having the linings of the neurons inside it. So each and every topographic feature or the statistical feature is having a specific ordered neuron there. So depending upon the pattern which is coming at that time, that neuron would be the winning neuron. So SOM is characterized by the formation of topographic map. This two-dimensional or one-dimensional map is known as topographic map of the input pattern, in which the spatial locations of the neurons in the lattice are indicative of the intrinsic statistical features contained in the input patterns. All the features are being extracted and these features are basically gives the specific position in the topographic map. So if in a input pattern we are having 3 vertices, that means a triangle we are having, then this triangle maybe it is having the leftmost corner at the topographic map, and the square one which is having 4 vertices, maybe it will be having the rightmost corner of the topographic map. So all the intrinsic statistical features contained in the input patterns are mapped on that topographic map. Depending upon which input we are providing, it gets excited. So all the neurons do not get excited at a same time, but a fixed amount of neurons are being fired. Basically a competition is there, whichever is the winner will be the excited neuron, or known as fired neuron. So SOM, self organizing map, is inherently non-linear in nature. It may thus be viewed as a non-linear generalization of principal component analysis. I have explained this diagram. This is a rough diagram of a topographic map in which there are the dots shows the different neurons, and depending upon the topographic or the statistical structure, we are having that double layer of neuron as the winner neuron. Now, how it is modeled, what is the basic behind this feature mapping model? Now it is modeled on the basis of distinctive feature of the human brain, as artificial neural network is basically mimicking our human brain. Now how this type of organization behavior is being mapped with the human brain, because this is the next point. Position of the different sensory inputs in the brain is represented by topological ordered computational maps. It means all the sensory inputs are being given to the area of the brain of cerebral cortex. Now when cerebral cortex get those inputs, each and every sensory input is having some location. This is known as topological ordered computational map. Eyes are having the location of the neurons. Our nose, that is the smell sensory organ, is having a spatial ordered computational map in the brain. Our touch is having a separate ordered pair of neurons in the cerebral cortex. So all the sensory inputs are mapped into a ordered areas of cerebral cortex. Now if we see the properties of map human brain, at each stage of representation, each incoming piece of information is kept into a proper context. Neurons dealing with closely related pieces of information are close together so that they can interact via short synaptic connections. The spatial location of an output neuron in a topographic map corresponds to a particular domain or feature of the data drawn from the input space. Now these 2-3 lines seems to be very difficult for you, but basically these are very easy, that each and every input pattern, if we are giving an input to a retina of our eyes, this retina is having a special, or you can say a topological ordered neuron in our cerebral cortex. So each and every sensory input is having a ordered pair of neuron in our cerebral cortex. So we are having in total 2 feature mapping models. These are the 2 feature mapping models shown by 2 diagrams here. These are the 2 rough diagrams. Now in this diagram, the first one is Wilshire model. Now Wilshire Wonder modeling. Now under this modeling, Wilshire Wonder Malzberg model. Under this model, if we see what is having, it is depending upon the retina feature, we are having two we are having two lattice structure. One lattice projecting onto another lattice. If first one is our the downward this one, if this one is our if this one is our first lattice, this is what we are going to take place here. We are having the neurons. These neurons are being connected to the other layer neurons. These are known as postsynaptic neurons, the second dimension array of the same lattice. Now bundle of synaptic connection are of Hebbian type. In this case, what we do, there is an activation of neuron in the first layer, and this activation will lead to the activation of the same position neuron at the second layer, such that at the output layer all the neurons are not having the output, only the winning neuron is having the output. So this is done by Wilshire-Wander-Wansberg model. Now the another model, this was not in your course, now this model is in your course. Now in this model, what happens, this is known as Cohen model. Now what happens in Cohen model, we are having the input, we are having bundle of synaptic connections to a single input. Now depending upon the input features of the input, or you can say the statistical features of the input, the winning neuron is calculated at the output layer. This is the topographic space. Now at this topographic space, what we do, we basically find out the winning neuron depending upon the computational feature of the input. Now this provides the winning neuron, and after finding the winning neuron, the neighborhood of the winning neuron is also initialized with the inputs. Now after initializing by the inputs, we are having the output from the neighborhood and the winning neuron, and after getting the output, this output is matched with the proper output. That means an error is being indicated here, and this error is fed back to the neighborhood as well as the winning neuron. So there is a change in the weights. Now weight learning here is basically due to the error, and weight learning is not only for the whole topographic space, it is only for the winning neuron and its neighborhood. Now this is the model, computational feature of model, which is totally based upon the brain. Now under this model, this model is good, and it is treated as the basic model of organizing maps, because it provides the solution to the corresponding input feature. Now if we see the principal goal of SOM, what is there in SOM? It will transform an incoming signal pattern of an arbitrary dimension into a 1 or 2 dimension location discrete map, and transformation in topological ordered fashion. Now this transformation from the higher dimension to a lower dimension space, it is discrete in nature, as well as this transformation is not haphazard, it is basically depending upon some ordered fashion. So this is known as topological ordered fashion. Now if we see the structure, I have drawn a rough structure of SOM. Now it is a two-dimensional lattice of neurons. What makes it two-dimensional? Because we are having different rows and columns of neurons. If you see, now here, if you see these horizontal lines, basically it is what? It is the layer of source nodes. Now each layer of source node is connected to each layer of neurons. There are also neurons. So we are having if we are having these three structures, we are having 3 layers of neurons and 3 columns of neurons and 3 rows of neurons. So it is two-dimensional lattice of neurons. Now each very layer of source node is connected to each every every neuron, and depending upon which feature is got initiated by this, the neuron is activated, and its neighborhood neurons are also activated, such that only the weights associated with these neurons get the iteration or get the learning. Okay. Now it is totally a feed forward structure. Single computational layer consists of neurons arranged in rows and columns. Now input patterns consist of localized region or spot. Location and nature of the spot is different for different patterns. Now if we see the algorithm of self-organizing map, the algorithm of self-organizing map is basically we are having 4 different stages. Now these are the basically essential process of SOM. First, initialization of synaptic weights. Second, the competition. In competition, what will be there? We are finding out the winner. The neurons in the network compute their discriminant function. Discriminant function is the function which makes it the winner, for which input pattern, for each input pattern, and the one which is having the higher input output will be the winner neuron. Now cooperation, here the word cooperation also comes into picture. Not only the winning neuron, but the neighborhood of the active neuron is also get activated. Now next is synaptic adaptation. Synaptic adaptation is basically the learning, the weight learning. Now weights are updated in this case. Now the weights are updated not only for the winner neuron, but also which are associated with the neighborhood of the winning neuron. Now this was all about self-organizing feature map. Now if it comes coherent self-organizing feature map, we can give this answer also. This is the small note for self-organizing map. Now under this I have given you the basic principle of self-organizing map, the properties of brain on which the self-organizing map is being mimicked. Next is the 2 different types of self-organizing map, in which Cohen model is in your course. Then the principal goal of self-organizing map with the structure, 2-dimensional layer structure. After that you can discuss the algorithm of self-organizing map. Now Cohen model. Now same description you can give to Cohen model with some differences. Now Cohen worked in the development of the theory of computation. As a result, the competitive processing elements are referred to as Cohen unit. These self-organizing maps can also be termed as topology preserving maps. So what is happening here? The lattice is basically a map and it is known as a Cohen unit. In a topology preserving map, units located physically next to each other will respond to the classes of input vectors that are likewise located next to each other. Although it is easy to visualize the units located to each other in a 2-dimensional array, it is not easy to determine with the higher dimension. So what we do, we will transform a large dimension into 2-dimensional map, and the dimensional reduction could allow us to visualize easily the important relationships among the data that otherwise might go unnoticed. The self-organizing map developed by Cohen groups the data into clusters which are commonly used for unsupervised training. In the SOM, all the units in the neighborhood that receive the positive feedback from the winning unit participate in the learning process. Now we will just see the figure of Cohen SOM. All the description is given in this note. Now in this figure, x1, xk up to xm is the input layer, y1, yi and ym is the lattice, that is the topographic spatial space. Now what we are going to do, we are having this x1 to xm, the input patterns which are basically n-tuples input patterns. N-tuples means x1 is also having 1 to n input patterns, xk is also having 1 to n input patterns, that is why it is known as n tuples. Now if we are having two tuple means each one is having two inputs. Now x1 to xm are n tuples, so n number of so we are having the n dimension, so we are transforming basically the n dimension to a two-dimensional space. So y1 to ym are the topographic spatial vector space. Now what we are going to take place here, each and every neuron is connected with the topographic space with the weights. Now weights are updated according to the winning neuron. Now we will see whichever is the winner, y1, yi or ym. If yi is the winner, then all the inputs coming from the input side to yi gets initiated. That means we are having these inputs only. Now if we are having these inputs only, so this is the winning neuron, only these weights are being updated at the feedback. So this is the architecture of Cohen SOM. Now if we see the neighborhood scheme of SOM, how neighborhood or cooperation is being done in SOM. So these are the three layered structure in which the center one is the winning neuron. This is the winning neuron. We are having we are having the hexagonal grid, then first layer is having 6 neurons and second layer is having another 6 neurons in the neighborhood and third layer is having another 6 neurons in the neighborhood. So in total we are having 18 neurons if we are considering 3 layer structure. Now in square we are having 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is 8. We are having 8 neurons which gets affected by the single winning neuron at the first layer. Nice. Then for the second layer again 8 neurons, for the third layer again 8 layers. So total of 16 plus 8, that is 24 different neurons are being placed at the neighborhood of a single winning neuron. So in total 25 number of neurons gets activated at the output layer and weights are updated accordingly. Now in this we are getting 19 neurons and 19 neurons gets activated at a time. Now this is all explained in the training algorithm shown here. Now this is basically the discrimination function which is given here. This is the function for the winner. Now whenever this dj is minimum, that means when this dj is minimum, that jth position comes out to be the winner, and all the neurons which are in position with the j, if we are taking the hexagonal or the square or the rectangular pattern which are at the position of the j, all gets activated at that time and only those jth positions gets the updation, and after updation we will test the stopping criteria and we will find the whole coverage. So this is about the Cohen feature mapping.